Did Zach and Rich get on, by the way? I've only seen Craig.
No, we only have Councilmember Whiting so far.
We do have a quorum.
Yeah, we have a quorum, so we can proceed.
Okay, so I'm going to start before we go on with the prayer, and then Councilmember Wright will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Father in heaven, we're grateful to be gathered today to conduct city business in this special council meeting, and we're grateful for all of our good citizens and those that we strive to help and to make this city a great place for all to live. We're grateful for all of our staff and all those who support us and help us in the things that we need and continue to do their best to help us and provide those needs in a good manner and with a good attitude. We're grateful for all of our blessings and the chance to work together, and ask that we will be able to conduct this business with a good spirit and to always be kind to others and to remember to assume good intentions. And we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Councilmember Wright. So we'll officially call this meeting to order at 3:32, and Councilmember Wright will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, welcome. We did call the meeting to order already, but it is the August 10th, and we're in a special council meeting. We have present online Councilmember Whiting and Councilmember Hewish. And in person here, Councilmember Wright, Councilmember Clark, and myself with some staff members. So I just, first item, and Kira's also online. So the first item is a resolution of Eagle Mountain City, Utah, approving the fiscal year 2026 Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, Annual Action Plan, and authorizing its submission to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. I do know that there's like 4 slides, and we'll turn it to Kiara.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council, and everybody who carved out time for this special meeting. I know you're busy. I am going to do my best to make this fairly brief. Let me share my screen. Alrighty, so we are going over the Community Development Block Grant. As we've mentioned in previous meeting, we have a 5-year plan which goes through 2028, and we are currently in year 3. Every year we have to send a consolidated plan to HUD for approval, and so that's what we are working to do today. Just going over entitlement funds. So the CDBG is available for targeted households that are below 80%. We get those funds from HUD, and these are the limits per household, and those are updated annually as well. So the big item here that we're here to review. So ultimately, we would love council approval on these funding buckets that we have here. So we've allocated, as you see, we have the automatic 15 and 20% for public service and administration. Those are caps that are set by HUD. We have allocated $200,000 to housing preservation and or development. That can be fairly flexible. We don't have to, we're not zoning in on project specific right now. We're just simply wanting to allocate funds to these buckets that you see here. This is just a little bit of a breakdown for how we are looking to potentially utilize funds. Again, that's not anything that's been solidified right now. We have our administration and public services. We already have our utility assistance that's been going and it's going great. We do have housing preservation and development, nothing that's been spelled out right now, but we have had some conversations around maybe down payment assistance or home revitalization. Again, nothing that's been carved out specifically yet. And then as far as public facilities and neighborhood improvements, we've talked with departments about ADA and sidewalk upgrades, maybe some senior improvements. We did have a public comment regarding school community resource center, and so we're working to learn more about that and any other eligible activities as well. And so this fulfills our public hearing we've had open for discussion. So now we are just looking to adopt and submit to HUD the items that you've seen previously. And that is all I have.
So Kira, just for clarification, that first slide, it's okay, it's gone now. You can pull it back up. In the past, we have paid MAG to do that 20% or that 39,000 roughly, and we're now currently keeping that in-house, and you're managing that, correct?
We are working through some transition, and this is actually great to bring up. So while it is coming in-house, we have substantial items that we've needed to clean up with HUD. That's taken, so we're kind of in the middle of, going into new project year, but also cleaning up and becoming compliant with a lot of items in previous years. And so Elizabeth has come in to help with some of that heavy lift that I'm just not equipped to dig into with the amount of stuff that we've had kicked back. Right now, we're contracting with Elizabeth for our CDBG services out of our administrative fund. If we wanted to keep that ongoing, as you've seen, we have that 5-year in 2028 where we should kind of maybe be looking at what we want to do with a new 5-year plan. Does that include Elizabeth, and is that fully in-house? My recommendation right now would keep Elizabeth on board while we clean up and make sure that we just get a good clean running program and getting, good graces with HUD.
So of the 20%, how is it 50-50 that we're giving Elizabeth, or is it is all that 20%? Like, I'm just trying to help the council understand, because I know this has been a conversation in the past.
Elizabeth, feel free to step in. We haven't executed a new contract. We just had a lot of moving parts, so we haven't really had the discussion yet. And so this is a great time to have the discussion. But Elizabeth, maybe you can speak to your fees.
Absolutely. So I think right now we're kind of in discussion about what that will look like over the next year or so. And I am really clear with the communities that I work with, because I work all across the country, that I am not a forever solution. I'm a solution to get through a period of time. So, if that is over the next year or over the next 2 years through the rest of this consolidated plan cycle, then that's fine. The management of these funds is tricky. There are a lot of moving parts, and there are a lot of restrictions and requirements. So, this would be something that if you were to manage this internally, you would want dedicated staff really working half-time on this activity. So right now, there are some things. We're in the middle of an environmental review monitoring because there were some challenges there. And HUD is actually, it's not just Eagle Mountain City. HUD is looking at every program that MAG had managed over the last number of years, including Lehigh, Orem, and Utah County. So Eagle Mountain has it the easiest in the sense that they're only going back a couple of years because the program's new for Eagle Mountain. With some, they're going back to 2018. So there are some things right now that really need some concerted effort and some specialization to kind of clean up, which I think is where I come in.
Okay, is there any questions from the council? I know the record will reflect this, but welcome to Councilmember Wood too. He was online. I didn't see him earlier. So,
Mayor, this is Zach. If I could just ask a couple questions.
Go ahead.
It's more just for my own understanding of kind of who's doing what. So Kiara, you are a staff employee of Eagle Mountain City, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And are you kind of that half-time person right now?
Kinda trying to be.
Okay.
And CDBG is in no way, shape, or form fall under my purview or umbrella, obviously, for housing.
Okay.
There was just a scenario that I see needed tackling, and I decided to champion
Take it
that
on. Okay.
and totally regretted it. So that's where we are.
Okay, got it. All right. So we need staff. And then was it Elizabeth?
Yes.
And Elizabeth, could you maybe just share, just so I kind of understand better? I'm imagining you've been brought to the table to help us run this program effectively, kind of train up Kiara, and Kiara's kind of seeing now this is a pretty big project, and you're training Kiara and kind of showing her the ropes. And can I ask what is the fee that you charge, and how is that paid? Is that paid out of these dollars that we're considering, or is it a separate line item out of our city budget?
It's budget neutral. It's actually paid out of CDBG dollars. So I charge an hourly rate. I bill in 15-minute increments. I do have a couple of folks on staff. So, the tasks that need to be performed, it depends on what it is. So if we are out, as there had been some discussion, doing some surveying in town to define areas that might be eligible for this funding, that's probably not a great use for my time because I bill higher than some of
Yeah.
my staff does.
Okay.
I'm actually, I do this all over the country. I've worked from Virginia to Oregon, Ohio to Texas, and lots of states in between. Go ahead.
Yeah, because you've come to a couple of our council meetings. I
Yeah.
thought that maybe you lived in Utah.
I live in Oregon.
Okay, all right. So when you come out, we're basically paying for flights and travel and your time there.
You're sharing some of that because I also consult with Utah County.
Okay.
And so they are actually a larger client. I have taken on cleaning up an even bigger mess that was created in the county and some challenges with HUD.
Yeah.
And I also do ARPA. I do rescue plan work with Utah County through the end of this year. So you get economy of scale. I'm already here.
I see.
And so you don't have to pay for every flight. You don't have to pay for every hotel night or every car rental. There's definitely economy of scale.
Okay, and thank you. And I believe that people should be paid what they're for their time. I'm just more trying to educate myself.
Yes.
So what is that hourly fee, and then how long have we been working together, and do we have kind of like an annual? We're going through our budget. I know this is like neutral, but obviously we want to try and keep as much money in this program as we can, and if it makes sense for us to task somebody with a real half time for this, then we as a council, we probably need to consider who would you train, or things that we could lift off of Kiara's plate so that she can dedicate more time to this program.
Yes. Okay. So my hourly rate is $130. Is $130 an hour. That's fully loaded.
Okay.
And my staff is anywhere from 65 to about 80.
Okay. Great. And how many hours would you say, I guess, how long have we been working together?
We've been working together just a few months, and we've just kind of initially started to undertake kind of the unwinding and building process. So, it's been a learning experience for me as I learn what's happened in the past. And so we're just kind of through that spot.
So it's probably would you say it'd be a little bit heavier here in the first year as we're just like trying to build it up? And with other cities that you've worked with, what does that time requirement on your part in your experience?
So it varies. I mean, there isn't any one specific number. With Utah County, I will probably do somewhere close to, with expenses, $60,000 to $80,000 this year.
Okay.
Outside of the ARPA work that we're doing, because we have some other roles with them, we do some other federal consulting work with them. With Eagle Mountain City, it depends on, the tasks that I'm asked to do. And if I'm training someone, I'm close enough to retirement that I'm not a long-term solution. So, and I'm aware of that. And I want to be very clear about that. I'm not a 5-year, 10-year solution.
No.
I'm a short-term, couple of years, getting something up and running, training someone, and I'm retiring. So.
Got it. That's awesome. Well, I work in the retirement industry, so anytime someone moves into retirement, I love it.
Yes.
Well deserved. So is our load about equivalent to Utah County, would you say? No? Okay. So we might anticipate 30 to 40,000 a year, something like that. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I just wanted to wrap my arms around. Thank you.
And I'll submit detailed timesheets for billings because that's required by 2 CFR 200 federal regulation. And I do those trainings around the country too. So I'll submit detailed timesheets. You'll know what I'm doing.
Okay. No. Oh yeah, for sure. And then just thank you, Elizabeth. And then maybe just my last question for Kiara. Is this something that you feel like we should have somebody part-time doing this? I feel like if we hired somebody part-time, it would be about the same cost as what we're paying to Elizabeth to kind of manage the program. Or I guess this is just like a training opportunity, or are there more things off of your plate that need to be lifted?
I think, and it's kind of hard to say because it depends on how we, execute our projects really. If they were all going externally, and I'm not making my recommendation, I'm just saying if they go externally, that heavy lift is more so on the organization. Versus if we have internal projects like ADA ramps and different things like that, that requires more internal tracking and compliance efforts.
Okay.
And so that doesn't really answer the question. In a nutshell, I would say, yes, there should be a dedicated person to it. While I'm kind of digesting it all, I think with my current workload, it could work out. It could be fine. Elizabeth's been great at training, and I'm definitely wrapping my head around other resources that we'll be able to tap into long term. But so it would take a dedicated person. I don't know what my role entails of future wise, or what we're looking at as far as future housing planning, or what that looks like as a division or a department. But yes, it would need a dedicated staff.
Thank you. Those are all of my questions, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilmember Wood or Whiting, any questions?
No, I asked my questions on Tuesday. Thanks.
Yeah, no questions.
You guys are good. If there's no other questions, just a clarification, you mentioned a public hearing. We already had the public hearing.
Yeah, we had that on last Tuesday.
So it's just on the notes. I just wanted to make sure. So if there's no other questions, I'll accept the motion.
Mayor, I move that the City Council approve a resolution of Eagle Mountain City, Utah, approving the fiscal year 2026 Community Development Block Grant CDBG Annual Action Plan and authorizing its submission to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Clark and a second by Councilmember Wright. Any questions on the motion? We'll start the voting with Councilmember Clark.
Yes.
Councilmember Wright.
Yes.
Councilmember Whiting.
Yes.
Councilmember Wood.
Yes.
Councilmember Hewish.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes, and I will call for another motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, second.
Okay, Councilmember Wood got the
got it.
motion,
Good
and
job.
Councilmember Clark with the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No opposed? Okay, we will adjourn the meeting at 3:51, and thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you,
y'all.
guys.
Thank you, everyone.